Welcome to Mwaki Insights. Today we're exploring one of the most astonishing headlines of the year, Russia's recent fine on Google, which amounts to an unbelievable $20 decillion. To put that in perspective, it's more than all the money on Earth combined. So what's really going on here? Is Russia seriously expecting Google to pay this astronomical sum, or is there a deeper message? Let's delve into the underlying motives, the potential ripple effects on global tech, and how this fine reflects the ongoing power struggle between governments and big tech. This story isn't just about money. It's about power, sovereignty, and the control over global information flow. Stay with us to understand what this means for Google, big tech, and possibly even your data privacy. Russia has taken a bold step by fining Google $20 decillion. Yes, you heard that correctly. That's 20 followed by 33 zeros. To give you an idea, it's more money than exists on Earth. It's enough to buy every company, every country, and possibly every planet in our solar system. So, what's the real story here? Is Russia now the world's most expensive parking enforcement agency? Did Google forget to pay their internet bill for centuries? Not quite. This isn't about money, it's a statement. This fine is Russia's way of showing their dissatisfaction with Google, and with big tech as a whole. They're also expressing their discontent with what they see as Western dominance over the internet. This is about power, control, and the future of the digital world. Stay tuned. Things are about to get very interesting. So why is Russia zeroing in on Google? Google is a global titan. They're everywhere. Search, email, maps, YouTube, you name it, Google's got it. And that makes them a prime target for scrutiny. Russia is increasingly cautious about the power held by big tech giants like Google, Facebook, and Twitter. They argue these companies have too much sway over information, public opinion, and even government affairs. Russia has been tightening regulations on foreign tech firms for a while now. They've passed laws requiring companies to store Russian user data within Russia. They fined companies for not removing content deemed illegal under Russian law. And now, they've hit Google with this massive fine. This isn't just about Google. It's a warning to all big tech companies operating in Russia. It's a clear signal that Russia is prepared to take strong actions to assert its digital sovereignty. This standoff between Russia and Google is part of a much broader narrative, the growing friction between governments and big tech. Across the globe, nations are grappling with how to manage these powerful entities. Some perceive big tech as a national security risk, a breeding ground for misinformation, and a tool for foreign interference. Others view them as engines of innovation, drivers of economic growth, and champions of free speech. The internet was envisioned to break down barriers, unite the world, and promote understanding. Yet it has also become a battleground for power and influence. Countries like Russia and China are developing their own versions of the internet, with distinct rules and regulations. They're bolstering their tech industries while limiting foreign competition. We're witnessing the fragmentation of the internet, the emergence of a digital iron curtain. And this clash between Russia and Google is just one episode in a much larger saga. Let's be honest, Google isn't going to pay $20 decillion. Even if they liquidated every server, smartphone, and self-driving car, they wouldn't come close. This fine is more symbolic than practical. It's a statement, not a financial demand. But that doesn't mean it lacks significance. Russia has other ways to exert pressure on Google. They could restrict access to Google services within Russia. They could seize Google's assets within their borders. They could even target individual Google employees. Russia has a history of using unconventional tactics to achieve its goals. They're willing to play the long game, applying pressure gradually and exploiting weaknesses. So, while Google won't be handing over a $20 decillion check, they shouldn't expect this to blow over quickly. This is just the beginning of a long and intricate saga. Google's Russian roulette. What happens next? Google finds itself in a tight spot. They could comply with Russia's demands, but that might compromise their values and alienate global users. Alternatively, they could resist, risking market access and potential retaliation from the Russian government. It's a classic dilemma: uphold principles or safeguard business interests. There's no straightforward solution. Whatever Google decides will have far-reaching consequences. Their choice will set a precedent for other tech companies facing similar pressures from authoritarian regimes. And it will influence the future of the internet, for better or worse. Silicon Valley shudders, a warning shot for big tech. The $20 Decillion fine might seem like an abstract issue for Silicon Valley, but it's a stark warning for big tech companies worldwide. It's a clear signal that the regulatory landscape is shifting. For years, big tech has operated with minimal oversight. They've grown into global giants, often sidestepping national laws and regulations. But that era is drawing to a close. Governments are waking up to big tech's influence. They're recognizing these companies' power to sway elections, spread misinformation, and pose national security risks. And they are taking action to curb it. The $20 Decillion fine serves as a stark warning. It's a clear indication that the days of big tech's unchecked dominance are numbered. The future of the internet, a global tug-of-war. The internet is at a crossroads. Will it remain an open, interconnected space where information flows freely and innovation thrives? Or will it splinter into isolated national networks, each with its own rules and restrictions? The choices we make today will shape its future. If governments continue to crack down on big tech, prioritizing national sovereignty over global cooperation, we risk fragmenting the internet and undermining its potential for good. But if we balance regulation with the need for free expression, and address the challenges posed by big tech without resorting to censorship or protectionism, we can preserve the internet as a force for progress and understanding. Who really holds the reins of the digital world? The stakes couldn't be higher. This battle for internet control transcends mere money and technology. It's about defining the future of communication, information, and culture. In our digital age, controlling the internet means shaping ideas, knowledge, and our social and political landscapes. The internet is the 21st century's public square. It's where we debate, organize, and mobilize. It's where we form opinions, build communities, and exercise our rights. Controlling the internet means steering public discourse, influencing elections, and shaping the global narrative. The stakes are incredibly high. Is the internet big enough for Russia and America? The internet was built on principles of openness and connectivity. It was envisioned as a platform for global interaction, idea exchange, and collective progress. However, that ideal is now under threat. The digital tug-of-war between Russia and the United States is escalating. Both nations are vying for control over the internet, each promoting its own values and agendas. This rivalry is leading to a fragmented internet, as countries erect digital barriers and champion their own tech ecosystems. The internet is evolving from a global village into a contested digital arena. This fragmentation endangers free expression, stifles innovation, and jeopardizes the future of global collaboration. From the launch of Sputnik to modern-day sanctions, we are witnessing a new era of rivalry. The astronomical $20 Decillion fine against Google underscores the persistent tensions between Russia and the United States. From the space race to the Cold War, from election interference to economic sanctions, these two nations have been locked in a cycle of rivalry and confrontation for decades. Now, the digital realm has become the latest battleground in this ongoing conflict. Both countries see the internet as a vital strategic asset, a tool to project power and influence on a global scale. This rivalry has heightened tensions, with both sides adopting increasingly aggressive tactics to gain the upper hand. The $20 Decillion question: what does the future hold? This astronomical fine against Google underscores the vast complexities of our digital era. The internet, once a symbol of freedom and democracy, has become a contested space for control and influence. The future of our digital world is at a crossroads. Will it remain open and interconnected, or will it fragment into isolated national networks with distinct regulations? The path forward depends on the choices we make today. To safeguard freedom of expression, foster innovation, and promote global cooperation, we must work together to shape the internet for the collective good, not just for the powerful few. Thank you for joining us on Wacky Insights. If you found this exploration of Russia's monumental fine on Google intriguing, please like and subscribe to stay informed on these global tech issues. Share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think the future holds for big tech as nations assert their digital sovereignty? And don't forget to share this video with friends who might be curious about what $20 Decillion really means.